Welcome to Arthos, where ancient wisdom meets modern understanding. Episode 5, The Chariot in the Middle. Have you ever been just 1 second away from making a massive, life-altering decision? Sending an angry email that will end a career, signing a paper that will end a marriage, or launching a project that carries all your life savings. In that final, heart-stopping second, your finger hovers over the button. You know you are right. You know you have to do it. But suddenly, you need to pause. You need to look the situation dead in the eye before you pull the trigger. 5,000 years ago, the greatest archer in the world had his bow raised. The arrows were ready to fly. But right before the world ended, he asked for a pause that changed the destiny of mankind. Welcome to the Bhagavad Gita. This is episode 5, The Chariot in the Middle. We are continuing our deep dive into the first chapter, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, the yoga of Arjuna's despair. Across these 8 episodes, we unfold this epic verse by verse to digest every heartbeat of this battlefield. Today, we witness the most important pause in human history. Let's step into part 1 of today's story, the lifted bow. To truly feel this moment, you have to remember the deafening noise from our last episode. The conch shells have just shattered the hearts of the Kaurava army. The dust is swirling. The tension is at its absolute peak. Listen to Shlok 20. Atha vyavasthitan drishtva dhartarashtran kapidhvaj. Pravrit shastrasam pet dhanur udyamya pandva. In simple language, at that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot bearing the flag of Hanuman, took up his bow. Seeing the sons of Dhritarashtra join in military array, and the flight of arrows about to begin. Notice the brilliant detail sage Vyas weaves in here. He calls Arjuna Kapidhvaj, the one whose flag bears the emblem of Lord Hanuman. Hanuman represents the ultimate servant of God, a symbol of pure devotion and guaranteed victory. The war is literally milliseconds away. The verse explicitly says Pravrit Shastrasam Pet, meaning the weapons were already in motion. The first arrows were literally about to be released into the sky. But in that fraction of a second, Arjuna stops. Now, let's dive into part 2, the command to God. Arjuna lowers his bow just a fraction. He turns to his best friend, his charioteer, who happens to be the creator of the universe, and he speaks his very first words in the Bhagavad Gita. Let's listen to Shloks 21 and 22 together. Arjuna Uvacha, Senaya Ubhaya Madhya Ratham Sthapaya Me Chuta. Yavad Etan Nirikshe Ham Yodhu Kaman Avasthitan, Kair Maya Saha Yodhavyam Asmin Rana Smudyame. And he continues in Shlok 23. Yotsyamanan Avekshe Hamya Ete Tiare Samta, Dhatarashtrasya Durbuddhar Yuddhe Priyachikar Shava. The direct translation is, Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the 2 armies, so that I may see those who are standing here desirous to fight, and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms. Let me look upon those who have assembled here to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. This brings us to part 3, the psychology of the middle ground. Look at the immense confidence Arjuna has in this moment. He is not afraid yet. He calls Duryodhan Durbuddhe, which means evil-minded. Arjuna knows exactly who the bad guys are. He knows why he is here. But look at the specific name he uses for Lord Krishna. He calls him Achyut. Achyut means the infallible one, or the one who never fails. By calling him Achyut, Arjuna is acknowledging Krishna's supreme reliability. Even though Krishna is God, out of pure love, he has taken the humble job of a driver for his devotee. Arjuna is saying, you are the infallible guide. Take me into the uncomfortable middle. Arjuna does not want to shoot blindly from a distance. He wants to look his enemies in the eye. He wants to see exactly who has sold their soul to support an evil king. This is a profound psychological stance. Before you engage in the hardest battles of your life, you cannot fight from the shadows. You must step into the light, assess the reality of the situation, and see exactly what and who you are up against. And finally, we arrive at part 4, facing your battlefield. In our modern lives, when conflict arises, our instinct is to either run away or to start firing arrows blindly. We react with anger, we post impulsive messages, or we cut people off without facing them. But true wisdom is doing exactly what Arjuna did. It is asking your inner guide, your inner Achyut, to drive you right into the messy, uncomfortable middle of your problem. You have to look your fears, your toxic environments, and your difficult relationships right in the eye before you take action. So, Lord Krishna obeys his friend. He drives the magnificent chariot right into the center of the battlefield, placing it perfectly between the two massive armies. But Krishna doesn't just park anywhere. As the ultimate master of the human mind, Krishna deliberately parks the chariot directly in front of the two specific people who will completely break Arjuna's heart. See you in episode 6.